What's up, y'all? It's your man ES the Hermit Star back again with another video, and I'm here to do the general read for the sign of Libra. So this is for the upcoming week for Libra. If you have Libra on your chart, Sun, Moon, or Rising, this is for you. Y'all gonna have to excuse me a bit if I sound a bit let's just say off my feet or off balance here, as we have the Temperance card showing up. But I just finished cleaning the bathroom, and that ammonia, man, that stuff will knock you out. I was wearing a mask and everything, and that stuff will. Can't wait to start making money so I can get my organic cleaning products again, because that fake cheap stuff. Anyways, I got 3 cards for you right now. We'll see what the rest of the read goes like. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, as always. We start off with the 5 of Pentacles for you here. Now, I don't want you to think that this denial, it seems, that you probably have ran into, or there's denial of just acceptance from somebody or a group even. It could be a situation to where you didn't necessarily maybe you didn't get a job, or there was some opportunity that you were really hoping to, a group of people, honestly, you were really hoping to collab with or to just be in communion with, and they, for whatever reasons, decided that they didn't want you to be a part of their group. What I want to say to you here is, I'm trying to get past the ammonia high, but what I want to say to you is things do get better for you, I think. And this is not to promote some type of lonerism type of deal. Definitely, if you want to seek out other people, seek out connections. I mean, you are, a very loving sign. So I wouldn't advise you to, take the loner route, right? I was shuffling, by the way, because I wanted some clarification on the 5 of Pentacles, and more clarification to see if more will come up. And what came up was the 6 of Swords in reverse. Emotional baggage, living in the past as well. So I believe that this is whatever that 5 of Pentacles is representative of, like this moment where you felt very much unwelcomed. I think this was a past situation, so nothing recent. It's more so something, a rejection that happened in the past, but it's still lingering. You're still holding on to it, essentially. Now, after the 5 of Pentacles, the Temperance has showed up, as I mentioned. Balance, moderation. I guess this is, really just a balance of the past and being more toward, like, the 6 of Swords showed up, and this is someone who can move on from the past, adapt to whatever situations that they're in, and go toward, a new path, essentially. And maybe it was because in that 5 of Pentacles, they're outside of a church, by the way. I think maybe I'm speaking to a Libra who was rejected from a church, or you may have even left that church, right? Like, it wasn't a situation where they decided they were done with you. You decided you were done with them, or maybe it was a decision made by the both of you, where they didn't necessarily want to continue having you as a member of their church, and you didn't want to continue being a member of said church. But, that's still something that, whether it was your decision or not, that was still something that you held on to for some time. And, I think the sense of belonging is pretty much here as well. In this read, that's what I'm getting, that you desire. And again, not to promote like some lonerism or anything of that nature. But I do think that before you can connect with other people, there has to be a love that you have for yourself. You know, we have that temperance here, and then after the temperance, what showed up is the empress here. This is someone who's very much nurturing, someone who can also is very much creative as well, despite what, you know, the lady, of course, she is creating life. She is she's pregnant, by the way. So the one of the few, you know, if not the only tarot card where it looks like there's only one life in the card, but there's actually two. There's hers, obviously, and then there's the life that's within her as well, that she will birth. And yeah, it's just creating that love, not just for yourself, but creating the type of atmosphere too. I'm really getting that. That's the bigger picture here, is creating that atmosphere. So you're not going to continue, you know, getting into situations to where you're joining other people's communities and atmospheres, and joining other groups that don't necessarily align with you. Ultimately, when we fall out with groups, whether it be a church group or whatever, you when you hear stories or when you think about stories, it's usually because of alignment issues, right? Things used to be aligned, or, you know, things fell out of a line, or things were never really aligned, but then people, you know, try to keep the peace and not bring up the things that were not in alignment. But I think that instead of making all these excuses, Libra, you're being more so toward, again, someone who wants to create that. So you don't have to, again, continue running into groups and people who don't align with you at all. You create that atmosphere, then you attract the people to come around with you. And then, you know, that to me is going to, you know, create some type of perfect alignment. There's no such thing as perfection, of course, but you get what I'm saying, right? Or hopefully you get what I'm saying. You create that atmosphere that you would want to be around, right? You create that. And once you create that, you end up attracting that, you know, because the Empress not only is a very, very creative individual, but they're someone who can attract a lot as well. One of the more attractive, you know, cards in tarot, you know, so attraction is definitely a power that, or is definitely being told to you to tap into that attraction, tap into, you know, the powers of attraction, and don't feel the need to go into just different groups because, again, you want to be a part of something. You want to be a part of, you know, a group of folks. All right. So I think that takes care of the tarot. I mean, unless there's any last final message, I will, you know, see any final message regarding the tarot do you have for Libra? God, Spirit Team. Okay. So you got one card that dropped in my hand and one card that dropped on the floor. Okay? These cards kind of mirror each other in a way, but the card that dropped on the floor is the Five of Pentacles here. Regret, mourning, defeatism. Again, this is like when someone loses something and there's that regret here. Pretty much the same energy of that Six of Swords here again. You're living too much in the past. And let me remind you again, you have that Temperance here that's telling you that if you want to use what you have gone through in the past as, you know, use it pretty much as a lesson learned type of situation. Like, I will pay attention to these signs now, right? Especially if there were signs and you know, red flags, even just anything, signs of that nature from, you know, your past situations that you could learn from. Most definitely keep that, but at the same time, don't live so much in the past to where you're ruining your future. You're not, again, putting in that work to create the atmosphere that you want, create the group that you want. you're too much into the negative outcome of what happened in the past, which as if that's going to change anything, because it's not. But what you can prevent, how you can prevent that from happening within the future is, again, not dwelling too much on the past and creating the environment that you want. That was one of the cards that fell. The other card that fell is the Hermit here. All right. So going inside, being very much introspective as well. It seems as though, again, not promoting lonerism, but there is definitely a moment to where you do need to go and seek some answers within yourself. Talk to your spirit team, talk to God, you know, whoever your higher power is, whoever you go to, you know, and seek those answers, ask those questions, seek that clarity within yourself before, again, creating that atmosphere and attracting everybody else to it. That seems to be the best course of action for you, Libra, during this week and at this time right now. Whenever you get this read, of course. But we're about to get into the Oracle card here. Before I choose one, I would like to remind you to please hit that like, comment, share, subscribe if you're not. And yeah. The card that you got today is Roots of Success. Secure your foundation, fostering growth and stability for a thriving journey ahead. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. Pretty much on par with the read as well. Pretty much on par with what, you know, you're pretty much being tasked to do at this moment in time, Libra. So that's what I have for you this week. Once again, if you got anything of value, please hit that like. Feel free to comment how this is relative to you, or if you simply just want to say hi, give a word of encouragement. All of that is greatly appreciated as well. Share this with another Libra or anybody you feel as though deserves this message. And once again, subscribe. You know, I'm going to do weekly reads for all of the signs. You know, that's the goal for myself this year. So most definitely stay tuned. All right. Until next time, until next video, I want to thank you for trusting me for being your intuitive reader for today, or at least one of your intuitive readers for today. Like, comment, share, subscribe once again. And until next time, until next read, you see me when you see me. Take care.